guys? Yeah, we got another beer review coming at you. This one is from Keweenaw Brewing Company out of Michigan. It is called Borealis Broo. B-R-O-O, line over them. Keweenaw is one of those... in the state of Michigan, there's a lot of different Native American kind of tribes that at least were spread out. I do remember, like in elementary school, we went on a couple of different field trips to different Native American, just like historical centers and whatever. And there is a ton of cities that use Native American names, and it's so easy to butcher the pronunciation of it. I wanted to look this up to make sure I was saying it right. And I found an article on the Detroit Free Press of 25 words or cities you're probably saying wrong. And Keweenaw is one of them. So if you get it, I'll check the distribution. I don't know how much further out of the state this is produced, but I'll include a link below. But if you get a hold of this, it is Kewin, W-I-N-A-R. That's how Michiganders pronounce it. That doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot. But I have no idea what kind of beer this is. I just like I was gifted it, first of all, but I just really like the can. If you can see it, it just has like that borealis kind of like green cloud thing going on. And I just really dig it. It is a sticker. But I also like that they use the top. They actually printed off like forest and buildings, whatever, on the top of the can. I like that use of the can space. So good on Keweenaw. But anyways, let's crack this open. Oh, here he goes. Coffee infused amber ale. That sounds interesting. I'm even more excited to try it now that I know what the hell I'm getting into. But what? I don't know. I took the dog's water away, but apparently they still have food in the dish. So, yeah, I'm really interested to do coffee-infused amber ale. But, you can already smell it. It's almost like a campfire. But let's get into the smell before I get the whole whiff of it prior to getting into it. So, yeah, let's get into the review, get into the smell. There is a bit of, definitely like a campfire aroma to it. Or at the very least, you know, burning logs in the fireplace. You know, that kind of that burnt wood aroma. It's got a bit of that going on. There is almost a subtle touch. I'm thinking of a rubbing alcohol or like a astringent to use on your face kind of thing. I'm really hoping it doesn't taste like that. And I don't know if that's really the aroma. I feel like that might be more a kind of a sweeter coffee grind mixed with... It's almost like a coffee grind mixed with a barley kind of thing. And it's resulting in that almost like sweeter rubbing alcohol aroma. It's not like just boom, rubbing alcohol, but there's something there that just kind of triggers that where, you know, it smells like something I wash my face with. Not necessarily the aroma I'm going for. There is some kind of charcoaliness to it. I'm not picking up as much of the coffee. If I hadn't read this little line, coffee infused amber ale, I don't think I'd guess that there's really much coffee going on with it. I mean, I'm picking a little more up, but it almost has an odd, like, dunkel kind of aroma to it. You know, where it's a little lighter. in taste and aroma. You look at a Dunkel and you kind of expect it to be much more like much more powerful, but it's not. It's got a bit of that going on, I'm going to say. Maybe some cashewy almond nuttiness going on. I'm not completely sold on the aroma. I'm a little mixed. It's not downright bad, but there's something about it where I'm like, so I'm going to give it a half on aroma. I'm questioning it. We could go either way with the taste, but yes, I'm going to give it a half. Let's get into the taste. Okay. It very much, yeah, as it says, coffee infused amber. It very much is that. Coffee's minimal. You can taste it, but there's not a lot. It's not very prominent. There's enough where even if I hadn't have read that, I would have been able to pick up that kind of iced coffee taste. But again, very minimal. Even the not much maltiness. Really not much at all. They might be the very slightest bit right on the tip of the tongue, but it doesn't. The rest of my mouth doesn't get any of it. It's just on the tip where it's like dink. That's about the amount of the maltiness. It's almost like you can't even really pick up what it is. Like, it's kind of there, but you can't really describe it. Maybe like a half baked doughy maltiness where you kind of pulled the bread out of the oven a little too soon and it hasn't completely like solidified yet. You got a little, almost the dough's still soft in the middle. Maybe a bit of that right in the tip of your tongue, but it's not very much. It does have it has a cleaner finish. Very little in the way of lingering taste. There is some nuttiness to it. I'm leaning more towards a cashew, where it's a little more, not minimal, but it's just, it doesn't overpower. Almonds a little more. You got more of that nuttiness to it. Cashew's a little more subdued. So maybe a subdued nuttiness to it. Everything's very subdued with this. There's a dab of, maybe a very small dab of like a black cherry. Again, this much. But there is a subtle, very subtle sweetness to it. It's not like sugary sweet, but more just kind of like a subtle, maybe not even molasses. That's a little too rich. But yeah, like a black, dark cherry, unsweetened cherry element. But the whole beer is very subdued. If you're looking for something with prominent flavor, this is definitely not it. There is just, I don't know, maybe that works with Borealis. What's kind of, I don't know. I feel like Borealis, it's like a burst of color in the middle of the night. They don't really have any of that going on here. So it's, again, very subdued. The flavors aren't necessarily bad. It's very easy to drink, but there's not a ton that's like wowing me. That's like, I'm not excited with it. I could drink it. I could drink through it all and be just fine, but I don't know. I'm gonna give it a half again. It's not bad. It's not like putting me off. There's just not a lot there. So again, I'm gonna say it's kind of like a light dunkel with just minimal. It's almost like a watery dunkel, if that makes any sense, with just a dab of coffeeness to it. It's about as good as I can compare it to anything. But so I'm gonna give it a half. Value for price, I mean, it is kind of like a state micro. Again, I'll look it up to see distribution. I don't know if it's. I would doubt that this is widely distributed. At most, it might make it to like. I'm just talking on my butt here, but at most, I'd guess it might be in Indiana and Ohio, maybe. But the distribution probably isn't a whole lot. But I don't know. So the price is fine. You know, it's like your general state micro price. There's nothing crazy about it. So sure, I'll recommend it for price. It's not gonna make you go broke trying it. So I'll recommend it for that. Next category is distinction. How distinct isn't? And I feel like it had the potential to be more distinct. It's coffee mixed with an amber ale. I feel like you can do a lot with that, but both the amber and the coffee are just muted, and you put two muted things together, and there's really nothing to go off of. It's just like, I can't hear anything. I can't taste anything. Like, give me something. Make one of it, when it, like, everything can't be muted. There needs to be at least one thing that's a little more dominant than the rest. I mean, you could make the coffee more dominant and still include the amber elements or aspects to it and be good. Like, you get a really solid coffee and put it in an amber. I feel like they needed to pump up something, and they didn't pump up anything. So they had the opportunity to be distinct, but it fell flat. So I'm not going to recommend that distinction. Next category is drinkability, and that is one thing it does excel at. This is a very, very easy to drink beer. I don't think it has it does not include the ABV on the beer. So there's nothing about ABV on it at all. But whatever it is, it's very easy to drink. So I will recommend it on drinkability. I mean, the one thing with a muted beer is there's nothing that's going to be like holding you back from drinking it all. It's very quick. So you can drink it quickly and move to the next beer. Last category is would I buy it again? And I don't think so. I mean, it had potential. What they were going for, it had potential, and they didn't push it enough. Sometimes it just happens, you know. It's like you get it, and you're like, good enough. It's like you gotta push it some more. So I'm not gonna buy it again. If they came out with a revamped one, like we enhanced flavors, I'd give it another try. But for now, I'd have no problem drinking it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it again. It's an easy to drink muted beer. So that's that. They do include some information on the back. Let's see if I got it right. Borealis Broo is a blend of cold brewed Borealis coffee from, let's see, Coffee Works in Michigan, and an amber style ale, the delightful flavor from the medium roast coffee combined. Yeah, I think they shouldn't have gone with medium roast. I think they should have gone with a dark roast. It would have made it a little more, brought something out of it. Combined with mild sweetness. I did pull it out. I said dark cherry. They're saying caramel malt. I don't know. A lightly hopped beverage. Very lightly hopped. Very lightly hopped. I wouldn't even include the hopped part in the description, but people like their hops, so you almost have to. But, I don't know. It is what it is, you know. It's okay. It's an okay beer. So, anyways, that is my review of Keweenaw Brewing Company's Borealis Broo. Let me know in the comments if you've had it before. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And so, for myself and for Keweenaw Brewing Company's Borealis Broo, take it easy.